Hedonism. And why is it so important to look for hedonism when you work with Muslim clients? Okay, so by hedonism, we know that it is actually coming from the philosophy of pleasure and happiness. And the way this philosophy goes is that as an individuals, we are assumed by this philosophy, by this theory, to be devoted to seek pleasure and happiness in life and avoid upsetting or challenging situations. Okay, so there is some truth in that, you already noticed. And this idea in itself is not really problematic until and unless you realize that it has an impact on others, meaning you achieving happiness, you achieving life satisfaction, or even spiritual satisfaction on expense of others. So the main arguments regarding hedonism is that that hedonism has absolutely no regards for others or the effect on others. And how this society is organized, this generally speaking, globally speaking, we accept self-seeking pleasure attitudes in different forms. It is considered to be okay. So I give you an example. You might have a client, or you yourself, you might be actually really interested in arts, in poetry, on prose, paintings. You might be interested in music. You might develop yourself in, I don't know, interior designs. It's just something that your soul calls for, that makes your soul sing, yeah? And others might be, they might be interested in happiness or pleasure seeking on the level of the intellect. And how they do is they develop different thoughts. They are philosophers, yeah. They are engrossed in developing a scientific research. They have depth to it. They have really high intelligence. I mean, really phenomenal and amazing brains. So we as a society, we will accept that. And then you have people who are spiritually inclined as well, and you might be one of them as well. And how they invest themselves in seeking spiritual happiness is through raising the vibrations of their feeling. They prioritize their life accordingly to what their heart finds pleasure in. They come across as a holy, as a happy, as a faith devotees. So we as society, generally speaking, we have no problem with that. We accept that. Now, however, the profound truth of human pleasure is that we not necessarily invest ourselves in the right place for the right reasons. Some people, they even argue that hedonism has the wrong definition of pleasure and happiness, because hedonism as a philosophy have a premise that something is good because it is liked, or because it is accepted, or because it makes me happy. So coming back to previous examples, if you're working with Muslim clients, or if you are a Muslim and you want to develop yourself, you know, there will be a problem if you are too much invested in thoughts which are depriving you from understanding of Islam, which give you doubt, which provide to you some confusions. There will be a problem if you are too much involved in arts, because they are the only lens through which you connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And there's also that, you know, dispute about music. Can we Muslims go into music or not? Is it halal? Is it haram? It's all about the fine balance. But if you spill over into over-investment in pleasure, then you're missing the point. And the point is in Surah Baqarah, you might dislike something, although it is good for you, or you like something, although it is bad for you. Yeah. Also, those acts, if you sit with your clients and you see that this is what's going on for them, you might want to ask yourself, yeah, or themselves actually, what do they do to redirect their soul from self-pleasing or soul-pleasing activities into pleasing their Lord? In the end of the day, God is your creator, and God speaks to you, and he is very clear about what is it that he likes, what is it that he dislikes. So check with your client or check with yourself, are all your actions self-seeking, self-pleasure or self-happiness seeking tendency or habits that you have, are they actually for the sake of Allah? Are they actually making your God happy? Because there's difference what makes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala happy and what makes us humans happy. Let's go to Surah 20, 131 verse, and I hope this will make it even more clear. And do not extend your eyes towards that by which we have given enjoyment to some, the splendor of world life by which we test them. And the provision of your Lord is better and more enduring. Okay, so it is difficult for us humans not to seek that pleasure. Quran recognizes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his revelation gives us instructions, don't go over the board, basically, don't and do in that. Because hedonism contains really dangerous elements to your faith. If you are too centered on the spirituality, from the perspective of pleasing your soul, then you got it wrong straight away, because nafs is there, yes, to make you happy, but before you make your nafs happy, you have to train it. You know, before you get to nafs al-mutma'inna, you have to go through journey of amara and lawama. And that is the Islamic concept of seeking pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Once he's happy, then he will make everything around you comfortable, or give you a platform to connect with him and reach that connection with your feet. I hope that is clear. So the negative application of that kind of hedonistic behavior is that actually we are very self-centered and we have little regards, if none, for the benefits of others. And let's not forget that the basic premise of amana, meaning responsibility for your health and responsibility for this planet and the people around you, as well as the premise of Ummah al-Wasat, meaning the Ummah of the community of balance, is that we understand and we appreciate and we contribute to the idea that we live in the ecosystem. Billions of people live on the same earth at the same time as you, and we have responsibility towards each other, but also we hugely interact and influence each other. That's why Islam emphasized neighborhood, because these are those people who you live most of the times with. And that's why Islam emphasized how important living in this micro ecosystem of your neighborhood in peace, respect, and being helpful. I hope that is clear. Don't forget to like my channel AJS Therapy and look out for more videos. We update our content on a weekly basis.